Danse Anin, my name is Dallas Sunias and Sika-san. I'm here covering the volleyball at the Paris Olympics. To my left, we got my man.
Pudju kusigaw yung kangat sinang miutaw yung Nunavummi from Rankin Inlet, Nunavut, covering basketball in Inuktitut.
Ano gumagantik tatam skatinwao tapoy moas sinwa pimtuao. My name is Michael Linklater. My given name is White Wolf, and I'm here commentating 3x3 basketball, and I'm from Thunderchild First Nation.
Sego, I'm Wanique Garakunuta Unakaragete Sunshine Horn Miller, and I'm a bear-clad woman from the communities of Gutnawage, where on my mother's side, and Oshwegan on my father's side, and I'm here as part of the primetime Olympic panel, and I'm also calling water polo.
David Niyungan Nguyunga, Kangasunong Nutawlungan Nunavutmi, basketball tunik, Okaptiu yung Inuktitut. Hi, my name is David Niyungan. I'm from Rankin Inlet, Nunavut. I'm here to cover the play-by-play for basketball for both men's and women's.
Danse Anin, Dallas Sunias and Sika-san. I'm coming straight out of Red Pheasant First Nation or the Chippewas of Nawash, depending on what side of the country I'm on. Also, a huge shout out to Vanna Blacksmith, who is actually on the ground for us in Paris. Vanna, take it away.
Sumskumden Dallas, Vanna Blacksmith Nation Gasson, UST Gab Manitoulin Island Routine. I am Cree from the Cree Nation of Mistissini and Anishinaabe from Manitoulin Island. I'm here in Paris interviewing some of our Indigenous Olympians and telling their stories.
Real quick, little lightning round. I'm wondering who is everybody's favorite Indigenous Olympian of all time? Who you got, Pujut?
Favorite Indigenous?
No, wait, forget that. I'm going to you last.
Okay.
Who is everybody's favorite Indigenous Olympian of all time? Who you got?
I have to go with Jim Thorpe. Being able to see what he's done.
Fruit there. Go ahead.
I mean, it's an easy one for me. You know what? But Billy Mills, like that's somebody that can't forget, you know, his come from behind. But I think just Jim Thorpe in terms of his sheer dominance and being recognized as in the entire existence of humanity, he is considered the greatest athlete of all time.
Let me hit you with some words from King Gustav V of Sweden at the 1912 Olympics. He said to Jim Thorpe after he won the pentathlon and decathlon, "You, sir, are the greatest athlete in the world. I would consider it an honor to shake your hand." These are big words coming from a king. Wanique, who's your favorite Indigenous Olympian?
Well, it's really hard to pick because I got a lot of them. Alwyn Morris, Mohawk from my community. Watching him win gold in 1984 was pretty much the first time I'd ever heard about the Olympics and more importantly, the first time I'd ever heard about our people being the best in the world at anything. And it just blew the glass ceiling off of my world, and that was like my destination for the next 17 years. But I also hold like a special spot in my heart for like the Indigenous women out there, you know, the First Sisters, Angela Chalmers, Kathy Freeman. I mean, Kathy Freeman was everything to me at my Olympics. You know, these women and what they've accomplished is incredible.
Pujut, who's your favorite Olympian?
It's actually a real honor to be standing with her, but it's Wanique Horn Miller. She was the first Indigenous athlete to be part of the Olympics that I remember. So it's a real honor to be here.
Now, I might be speaking for myself here, but that cover of Time magazine in 2000, I'm sure that did a little something. I mean, for a young Dallas Sunias going down to the 7-Eleven, downtown Red Deer, Alberta, and bang! Who is this woman? And she's up here like, you know, looking like Marvel before Marvel got bought out by Disney. Paris 2024, the games are in the City of Lights. How has sport brought light to you and your community? What do you got, Mike?
Sport is a vehicle, and it's a vehicle that I've been able to utilize to help create change. As athletes, you have this light that's being shown on you, and you have that opportunity to utilize that light and redirect it to things that are more important, in my perspective, from what we as Indigenous people face. There's a lot of issues that our people face in community, and really being able to direct that light towards our communities to really help to uplift. And sport is something that really motivates a lot of people in general, you know, and it brings people together. And looking at this, how we've all come together here. So sport is something that has really brought a lot of light to my community, not only in Saskatoon, the city I grew up in, but also to my nation of Thunderchild.
Hi, my guy. That's a great answer. David, what do you got? I understand sport is doing something as we speak for your language.
Yes, absolutely. You know, for many years, hockey has been the sport for Nunavummiut. The only way we move from our communities is by flying. We don't have road access, and so everything is so expensive. And so our youth are our future for our territory, and also it helps our youth to help volunteer in the community so that they have the opportunity to advance as things progress.
Absolutely, Pajut. I understand that you guys are actually coming up. You're creating language for the game because it just doesn't exist.
Yeah, you're right. We've had to create some terms in our language, make things relatable, words in context. So it's been a lot of fun, but I really hope it encourages more youth to use our language, because this is a huge opportunity to showcase our language and also to really thank our family members, our parents, our grandparents that have been a huge part of making sure we know our language.
Pajut, I would love to. Yes, Mike.
I want to jump in on that because I would be really interested if you could just give us an example, because from our language, Cree, how you say horse is Mr. Tim, but the translation is actually big dog. So
Same thing.
if there's no
Joa.
horse, right? When horse was introduced here, we had to come up with a word. So what would be an example?
It's the exact same thing, big dog,
Give us
which is
the-
horse.
Give us the word for referee.
Nice.
For us, for referee is Pukit Talingwak, which is like a fake policeman or a toy policeman, because they're the ones that are running the games and making sure people are following the rules.
Now, I would love to know the words that came out of your mouth when you saw the Time magazine with Wanig on the cover. But I understand your mother and Kokum had some words for you when you were deciding whether or not to do that cover. What did they say to you?
I knew how powerful it would be to have an image of an Indigenous woman on the cover of a magazine. When I was talking to my mother, she's like, you know, you have this opportunity. The first time a photo was taken of you, it was when you were at your most vulnerable. I was holding my little sister. I'd just been stabbed during the Oka crisis, and I had no control over that photo, which ended up, you know, going worldwide. She says, it's 10 years later now. Here you are, you know, you're ready to go to the Olympics. You're in the best shape of your life. And I was like 165 pounds of like muscle, 10% body fat. I had no neck. You should have seen my forearm. Like I didn't have a 6-pack, I had an 8-pack. I was like, let's go. You know, when I was in the studio, the photographer wanted me to smile and look cute and everything like that at the camera. And my mom was like, absolutely not. She says, you get to change the narrative about our women. She says, our women have been seen as these disposable beings and have been victimized. She's like, here you are tough, you are strong, you're taking on the world. And she says, when you look at that camera, you look at it straight on and do not smile and look determined.
I have one thing to add. Canadians, when they watch the Olympics, and we see a gold medal or we see a medalist, we all feel like we won. And that's the thing within our communities. When we see somebody on the cover of a magazine, when we see Indigenous representation, we all feel like we've won. And so Canadians can relate to that in the aspect where we come from, in terms of when we see our people, when one person wins, we all win.
Dallas, can I just add something?
Please.
Having the opportunity to do these games in our language has been huge, especially in history where everything was trying to be taken away from us, our culture, our language. And now we're able to showcase it for the world to hear us talk about hockey or basketball or whatever sport it may be. And that's a sign of resiliency right there, where we're still here, we're not going away, and we're fighting for it to continue on and get stronger and stronger within our communities.
Pa wembenyama malitchelo kaupok tagwa Schroeder tuni higa luak tuni akak hingalit pok wembenyama nokak titayo nga
Itlug tunaglati ko yakalo nga igit juan na ango yaga me itit ito.
I've walked into this house of CBC Olympic coverage. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing all of you. It's like suddenly we are a community. within this, and it makes a difference. It makes a difference that we're here, we're telling the stories, we're speaking our language, and you know, we're visible. And so, you know, when everybody says representation, you know, oh, they always say that representation matters. It does, because these kids that are watching are going to say, maybe I can't be an Olympian, but maybe I could be a broadcaster. Maybe I can be out there speaking. Maybe I want to learn my language really well so that I can, you know, they're going to be practicing your words for referee and rebound and all these things.
Fake police.
Fake police, you know. So that's what I mean. Like, that's why coming here, it's like, it warms my heart, and I am the Duda, I am the Kokam of, you know, this broadcast, because I'm the oldest Indigenous person here. But like, I feel like hopefully, you know, this is just the beginning of greater, you know, involvement by our people.
You know, it's been a pleasure to be part of the team. Although we've had to learn new terminology for basketball, because we're two guys that have commentated for hockey for many years. It's been a great show, you know. The teams that we've broadcasted for have been amazing. You know, it's been great to be part of the team for the Olympics.